Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine, here with DR Holistic Killer, aka Sonia V. So I am back with several different prophetic messages. But before I get into the message, I do want to let you know that if you feel like there's a message that do not resonate with you, take only what resonates and leave the rest, okay? But keep in mind that energy is fluid, so it can be happening a week from now, 2 days from now, 2 weeks from now, and even 2 months from now. So keep that in mind as well too. So the way I saw this is some of you, depending on where you are at on your particular journey, some of you guys are going through this phase of a roommate, having a roommate, okay? Because it's convenient for you, it helps you to save money, and for whatever reasons that you're considering this, okay? Just know that we are all at different stages and phases of our life, and just know that even if that's a situation that is transpiring right now, it could be a situation of there's a soul lesson in the situation, okay? So just always remember to just pay attention, okay? Okay, so this next message came through this is about the Most High. Okay, so the energies that we're dealing with right now, this is pertaining to relationships, okay? And could be family relationships, romantic relationships, co-worker type relationships, business relationships. It doesn't matter. But the Most High is kind of like giving you an opportunity. Okay, so imagine being inside of a classroom, okay? Because this is the way I saw it. Imagine being inside a classroom. You come into the classroom, you come in late. There are already people sitting in seats. The only 2 seats that are left. Well, one seat is facing the wall, okay? Like literally facing the wall. So you know, like how you go to maybe Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and they have a window and then they have a bar along the window with bar stools facing the window, except this is not a window, this is a wall, okay? And then you have another seat that is positioning yourself that allows you to be able to see to the left, it allows you to be able to see straight ahead, and it allows you to be able to see who walks through the door, and you already know kind of what's behind you because there's not a lot of space back there or whatever, okay? Because the teacher stuff is back there. So therefore, if it's almost like the Most High is trying to give you these 2 different positions to choose from, will you face the wall? Well, that would be the position that you will take, is not going to lead you anywhere, or will you position yourself to where you can see things from all perspectives, in a sense, a full view of the room, okay? And not just allow yourself to be in a situation that you just kind of allowing yourself to be in a box where you're only just kind of thinking one way, okay? That's just kind of how it came through, but energetically, it's like, how will you allow yourself to see things from a higher perspective? Will you allow yourself to see for the full view of the room, or will you allow yourself to just face the wall and just only see one way, okay? So this next message came through. This is about past energy, okay? When I say past, I'm talking about past life. So some of you guys could pay attention to your dream state, because there could be messages that's coming up in regards to people from your past. And these people you may know, and some people you may not know. But these are people that are kind of coming up at this time. And it's kind of like showing you of things that kind of what needs to be healed right now, currently in your current life at this point in time, okay? So this was coming in a form as if, like, let's just say if there's a crowd of people and they're kind of moving and shifting and they're going down, 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 like, let's just say the direction that they need to go is down, okay? So it's like a lot of people kind of going down a spiral staircase. So it's almost like this has been a situation, like a spirit, this has been a situation that has been going on and on and on throughout different cycles of life, okay? That's just what I just got a second ago. I didn't even get this when I wrote this information out. So the stairs was in a form of a spiral staircase, but this is a situation that has been transpiring from out different lives. Some people's situations even goes way back, especially from like the time of Atlantis, you know. So imagine being reincarnated all the way back from that time frame all the way up into currently now, of just a certain person or a particular person that you keep dealing with on your soul's journey, okay? But these are things that need to be healed, okay? For some, it has been tumultuous situations. For others, it's just been a lot of bickering and fighting, betrayal, you know, deceit, or, you know, a number of things depending on where you're at on your journey. But basically, again, this is clues. So I saw it in a form of someone kind of taunting somebody a little bit. It's almost like they were nitpicking, taunting, but the other person was just kind of like taking a higher road, was ignoring them in a sense, okay? So that's things that is coming up now, because it's almost like the Most High, and I see 444 as I say that, and it just turned 444, okay? And 4 usually represents relationships of all kind. So I say all that to say it's almost like the Most High is trying to bring to your awareness. And if you notice, this energy keeps changing like every week or every 2 or 3 days or whatever the case may be, because as it shifts and change, we're learning new things and new lessons and things that we need to know along this journey to help us to heal. Whatever is catered to our journey, okay? Each and every one of us is different. So I say all that to say that, so it's almost like if you currently find yourself kind of taunting somebody or kind of trying to nitpick with them, or, just give them a hard time, and you don't know why you necessarily do it. It's almost like the Most High will show to you in a dream state. And for some of you, it just can come to your conscious mind of, you may watch something, you may see something that may kind of trigger or allow you to be able to see what it is that you have been doing. And it's almost like, in order to see it, acknowledge it, address it, heal it, and fix it, okay? So anyway, again, that was a situation pertaining to a past life. And this next message that I received this is about basically making sure that you protect your energy, okay? Because the way I saw this it's almost like somebody is trying to just protect your energy, okay? Because there are people out here, you have energy vampires who want your time, attention, and your energy. And for some, they even want to try to misuse or misabuse something that does not belong to them, okay? So it's important to know thyself, so that way nobody is not taking something that belongs to you and using it for their benefits, okay? Anyway, so this next message I received was about make sure that people are like an energetic match for you, especially if you move them into your house, because this is the second situation that I kind of saw. So therefore, if you should have basically a conversation with people, kind of see what they're, and I know, and I just got from Spirit, thank you, Spirit, I just got that some of you guys, you may even see some of the tendencies and the qualities with other people even prior to them moving in, but it's almost like some of you may end up bypassing that anyway. I just heard out of convenience, because it's convenient and because it's easy, okay? So you're not necessarily worrying about the long term of how things may pan out, because right now you're just worried about the short term. So, just know that, okay, I'm gonna just leave it there, okay? So anyway, so I'm just bringing that to your awareness. So just know that you may feel one way now, but later down the road, you may feel a totally different way, okay? Thank you, Spirit. So that's what I was just told to just say. So the next message is that, okay. So this next message is about, okay, so some of you guys may find yourself going somewhere pertaining to one of your loved ones, and you normally don't show up just any and everywhere. So if you show up somewhere, it's almost like people are going to notice, like, oh, like she's here, like, or he's here. They normally wouldn't normally be here. So some of you may find yourself going places that you're not necessarily used to going or wanting to go, but you're going because you're supporting your loved ones and so on and so on. That's just how I saw it. And then this next message came through was, this is a DNA test, okay? Someone possibly may need to get a DNA test, okay? I was about to say Heavenly Father. Someone may need to possibly get a DNA test, because the way I saw this it's like this woman was telling either her partner, I'm not sure if they were married, she was telling her partner or her husband that the child isn't his. And he kept kind of like insisting on, because he was really into his emotions and his feelings at that time, he was really saying, no, but that's not, this child is mine. I know this child is mine. So it's almost like if somebody tells you who they are, believe them, okay? And I say all that to say that if somebody's telling you that a child is not yours, just because you may want to see all the qualities, characteristics, and trait is just what I just heard of this child, and you spent time, energy, you invested time, energy into this child, and you thinking, or you knowing within your heart of heart that cannot be true, that this child is mine. Again, if somebody is telling you that a child is not yours, please believe them, because it could be a situation that maybe you guys may have parted for a time, even if it was a short time, whatever the case may be. And it could be to the point that maybe energetically something was bothering them and eating them up to the point that they may have went and got a DNA test. And I just also heard too that the Most High could have directed them in order to them to go get a DNA test. And maybe that's something that they have been kind of keeping inside after receiving that information, and they may not have explained it to you right away because they didn't know how to tell you. Well, just know that we are actually in eclipse season right now yet again, and I say all that to say that it's almost like the hammer's being dropped, okay? Because I just kind of saw like something going like almost like this in a sense. During my sleep state, I was like, jerking myself like somebody was just like, as if I was doing it or whatever. But it's almost like the Most High is dropping the hammer in a sense, okay? Like, I just heard like release the Kraken almost, okay? So it's almost just like whatever has been hidden, it's like it's coming up, okay? And the Most High is requiring you to speak up, okay? And the longer that it takes is like the more you find yourself having weight, pressure, and all this other stuff that feel like it's on your shoulders until you kind of release that energy, okay? So anyway, but somebody may need to go get a DNA test for themselves so that they can see for themselves. So again, if somebody's telling you that the child is not yours, please believe them, so that you can see it for yourself. But again, it's almost like the Most High, the way I saw this was, it's almost like the Most High is going to have somebody else. And I just heard like a soulmate. This could be a soulmate that possibly may come in and help you to get out of that stuck energy, because the Most High require that other person to come and tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is that the child is not yours, okay? And because you don't want to believe that truth, you don't want to hear that truth, and you don't want to accept that truth, it's almost like now the Most High is going to end up bringing a soulmate into your life that's going to kind of help you to get out of that stuck energy, so that way that you are able to see the truth, okay? Because once that other energy comes in, okay, so here's how it is. When you have people that is in your energetic field, okay, it's like you're used to that energy. But when somebody else comes into your energetic field that you're not used to, it's like it helps to break up some of that monotony of that old energy that was stuck. So the energy that you've been used to being around, whether it was the wife or whether it was the partner and the child or whatever, it's almost like when another person comes in, it's going to change your energetic field around you, because now somebody else is stepping within your energetic field. So therefore, it's going to help you to be able to see things from a new perspective, and to have an open mind, and to accept the truth, to acknowledge the truth, and to be able to understand and digest the truth of what's being said, okay? So don't take it as a loss if you find out that there's a child that is not yours, because just know and believe, I didn't say that this soulmate was coming in to give you a child. I'm just saying the Most High knows what he has for you, okay? He knows the right person. He knows the right timing. So don't push anything if you can find it in your heart not to do so, but just go along with the flow, okay? So again, realities are being revealed at this time. So just trust the process. That's all I can tell you. Just trust the process, okay? I know it's a hard pill to digest. The next message I received was, this is about, okay, so the way I saw this was, it's like the second time of seeing something pertaining to a church, okay? I did see a message almost like God was taking the rooftops off of these churches in a sense. And in particularly, it seemed like it was black churches, okay? I don't know why it kept showing me in these areas like it was specifically like black churches, him taking the roof off and him taking the four walls off or whatever. Kind of like the churches were being exposed. There was just white fold-up chairs that was just sitting there. There was no one inside the church, okay? So I really feel like God is really exposing these churches at this time, okay? So anyway, the way I saw this was, it's like a form of a children's church, or either it was the form of a church daycare center, okay? So it's almost like a parent comes to drop their child off, and then it's like a young, maybe a kid somewhere around about a young adult, probably somewhere about maybe 23 maybe to 26 maybe. And let's just say that, you coming to drop your child off at the daycare or the church daycare or whatever the case may be. And it's like the person walks up to you and they kind of like want to take your child in a sense. And it's almost like it's almost like the child's not really wanting to go, but then it's like the parent's like, well, hold on, hold on, hold on. Like, in a sense, it's almost like the parent had to check the individual who was coming to get her child, because she's basically trying to say, I know my child, I know what my child needs, because the person was kind of almost like saying, well, okay, well, I'm here, you know, you can give me your child, you can go, in a sense, okay? So be mindful of that, because the way I see it is almost like God is having these people to kind of speak up and check these other people, in a sense, okay? Especially if the other person is not the mom, you know, and you're the mom and you know what's best for your child, okay? You're not going to just hand your child over to anybody. I hope not. Whether you're used to them being there or not, but I just heard that, I guess this is like energy that you're used to, but it's almost like God is kind of switching up the energy of doing something different now. Whereas before you may have had your hands open to the child, even if the child didn't want to go, and taking the child from the mom kind of slipping out. But now it's to the point, it's almost like the mom is taking a moment, making sure the child is good, and they leave when they're ready to leave. That's just the way I saw it, okay? Once they feel like the child is comfortable. Okay, so this next message came through, and this was about someone who is possibly thinking about opening a business or owning a business. I can't stress this enough. I can't stress this enough, and I can't stress this enough. It should be quality versus quantity, okay? Quality versus quantity. That's going to be so important, because it's almost like people are waking up to the truth of just the matter. They're not willing to accept any and everything. And I say this, if you have your hard-earned money that you know you work for, you're not going to just give it to any and everybody, okay? It's almost like saying that you're not going to allow any and everyone to have a seat at your table, okay? So be mindful of the people that you are hiring on into your businesses, because I saw it was like somebody was they hired somebody on as like a quick fix, in a sense, and it's almost like that person turned out to not be a match at all. Like they were unprofessional. It just kind of showed in they were unprofessional, and it just kind of showed in their the way that they handled things, okay? So be mindful of that as well too. The next message that I received was something about somebody going to jail. This could be a situation of just feeling energetically in the mind, or it could be a physical situation. So I don't want to touch too much on that situation. So be mindful of that. Something about jailed in the mind, you know, because sometimes we can have a mental prison up here as well too, okay? So the next message, this one came through a song. I kept hearing it, has kind of been playing like the last 2 weeks. Everything is going to be all right. It's by the OJs. It's called the Loving You song. So if you want to go listen to that, feel free to do so. But Loving You, the part that keeps playing, everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right, okay? And it's just God just reaffirming, no matter what is going on right now, just know that everything is going to be all right, okay? If he showed you something, he wants you to know everything's going to be all right, okay? Even if you have done so much, whether it's in this life right now or even in a past life, of all the stuff that he has shown you, okay? Is meant to refine us, is what I just heard. It's meant to make us better characters, better people, okay? So if you didn't know all this stuff existed underneath the surface, or that was way stored up in your DNA, if he had not revealed all that stuff, cycles would just repeat. But this is the reason why he's bringing it to the surface, so that way cycles can stop being repeated. So you can, because I just heard too, the only way that you can know that there's a problem is once it's being presented to you, okay? So somebody can tell you all day long, oh, you got this issue, you got this issue, you got this issue, but when God start to face it and put it in front of you, it's like bam. And when he puts it in front of you, you can't help but to face that, okay? That's like an addict or someone who drinks. You got to first acknowledge it, but you got to realize that there's a problem first in order for you to be able to fix it and then try to heal it, okay? You got to first admit it. So this last message came through. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the last message. I got 2 other messages. So this other message came. Okay, so some of you may have had an experience or an encounter with actually with Jesus, okay? And let me just say that first and foremost, with Christ or whatever, however you want to refer to him as, the Son of God, the Son of the Lamb, it doesn't matter. Some of you may have had a physical encounter, well, spiritually, should I say, encounter with Christ, and him letting you know, comforting you in a sense, okay? And hence again, I just heard this is part of the reason why it was being said everything's going to be all right as well too. But this is like an actual encounter where you actually him having a conversation with you, okay? So that could be for some people. And then this next message came through, something about the Achilles tendon, okay? So Achilles usually represents, you know, if that Achilles tendon is damaged or tore or whatever, you know, a person kind of will have a hard time with, you know, being able to get around. So this is about, I saw in a dream, it was like, it's like I saw like the Achilles tendon on the left side, and I saw the Achilles tendon on the right side. So it's something about the Achilles tendon being hurt and then injured. And usually that is a sign of vulnerability and weaknesses. And usually that is tied back to the root chakra. So whatever you guys may have experienced or dealt with pertaining to the root chakra is usually the red chakra that I talked about before. And that is right below your pubic hair area in a sense, okay? It is basically what that area represents is a sense of safety, security, stability, that your primal needs are being met, and is tied back to, you know, sex or whatever the case may be. So that can be it could be a healthy side of it, and then it could be an unhealthy side of it. So the unhealthy side of that root chakra would be considered out of balance. But when it's healthy, you know, you know that everything is okay, your primal needs are being met, and you know you're secure and all that other stuff. But when you're feeling insecure, you know, and your needs aren't being met, it's basically out of balance, okay? So I say all that to say this is tied, again, the Achilles tendon is tied back to the root chakra. That is also your feet area as well too. So some of you guys may be experiencing a situation to where your foundations are being disrupted, okay? And I don't know who that message is for, but just to pay attention. So if you find yourself dealing with situations to where your foundations seem like it's crumbling or falling apart, it's happening for a reason, okay? So this last message came through as if some of you guys are choosing to take this journey and to really, some of you have made the choice to take this journey, okay? But being on this journey, when you first starting out, it's almost like I'm not used to all this quietness or isolation. So I see someone kind of reaching towards the past. They start reaching towards the past. That's usually like the first stage of that, okay? When you start this journey, you start reaching towards people from your past, okay? Because I saw somebody getting on the phone and kind of calling somebody from their past, and you know, it's just letting me know that they're kind of uncomfortable with sitting with themselves and sitting alone. That should be the time that you're actually getting close to the Most High, okay? And not telling you not to resort back to old ways, but it's best to move forward rather than to go back to what you think is familiar, okay? Just because it seems familiar doesn't mean necessarily it's good for you, okay? And I have 2 additional messages before I go, and then I'm going to end it there. Actually, I'm sorry, 3. And this one came through this morning. I tell y'all, like, God was just right on time with this message. So Romans 12:2, it says, do not be conformed to this world, but transformed by the renewal of your mind, okay? That by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect, okay? So yes, God will test you on this journey. This journey is not for the faint at heart, okay? And I tell you that. It will refine you. It will make you out much stronger than what you went coming into this journey, okay? So Psalms 51:12 says, restore to me the joy of your salvation and uphold me with a willing spirit, okay? So yes, God has taken people through the ringer. For those of you definitely who have been on this journey, like I can definitely say August of 2017. I know there's other people who have already experienced this journey. They have already, you know, they've already come out of that journey. They're already done. But I'm talking about those people who have experienced it around about the time of August 17, 2017 or whatever. It's like you was just initiating and starting your journey, okay? Where there's other people that's about to start theirs and you're about to come out of yours. Okay, so this last message is Psalms 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So again, when you start reaching for your past or think you want to reach for your past, you may just want to reach for the Most High, okay? Because again, he will give you the desires of your heart. The people from your past, they cannot. That situation and that road will just take you down a road that you don't necessarily deal with, although some people may end up down that road because that's just the path they were meant to take because of soul contracts, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end that there, but I hope that information was helpful. I wish you all much love, much light until the next message. Bye.